Last month, I cut my spending by $420 just by changing a few small habits. Multiply that by 12, add a little interest, and that's $5,000 by next December. No extreme frugality. No giving up the things I actually enjoy. In this video, I'm walking you through 3 simple steps, 10 specific actions, and the real numbers behind every single one. Hey everyone, I'm Sam, your go-to personal finance guide. Let's get started. The first step is something I started doing on a random Sunday. I carried a small notebook in my back pocket for 30 days and wrote down every single thing I spent money on. The coffee, the gas, the $5 impulse buy at the checkout line, all of it. You can swap the notebook for a free app like Rocket Money or just a notes file on your phone. The tool doesn't matter. What matters is what happens at the end of the month when you actually look at the list. You won't believe how much you spent. Most people underestimate their own spending by 2.5 times. There are entire categories you'll discover that you didn't know were eating your paycheck. You don't need to change anything yet. Just write it down. The tracking is what makes the next 10 actions actually work. Step 2 is where the money actually moves. 10 specific actions sorted by effort. The first 3 take less than an afternoon and they save you more per minute than anything else on this list. The first thing I did was call my internet provider and ask for the retention department. Most people pay whatever the bill says, but internet companies have a quiet rule. If you threaten to cancel, they will lower your rate to keep you. The script is simple. Tell them you're shopping around with competitors. Mention a real promo from another provider in your area. Ask what they can do. I spent 15 minutes on the phone. My bill dropped by $20 a month. That's $240 a year for one phone call. If they say no, ask to speak to retention specifically. The first person you talk to doesn't have the authority. Retention does. Total saved, $20 a month. The second thing was getting 3 new car insurance quotes. Auto insurance is one of the laziest expenses in American life. You sign up once, the rate creeps up every year, and you never check. Bankrate's 2025 data shows people who switch carriers save around $360 a year on average. That's $30 a month for 30 minutes of work. Go to Progressive, Geco, and State Farm. Get a quote from each. If your current rate is higher, call your existing company and tell them. Either they match it or you switch. I did this in one afternoon. The savings hit my account the next billing cycle. Total saved $30 a month. The third move was switching my phone plan to an MVNO. MVNO stands for Mobile Virtual Network Operator. Companies like Mint Mobile, Visible, and Tello rent space on the same networks as Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, then sell you the same service for a fraction of the price. I was paying $75 a month on a major carrier. I switched to Mint, and now I pay $30. You keep your phone. You keep your number. The port takes about an hour. The only catch is coverage in very rural areas. For 95% of Americans, you won't notice. Total saved, $45 a month. 3 actions in, you're already saving $95 a month. That's almost $1,200 a year. And you haven't changed a single daily habit yet. The next 3 are even quieter. Money you're losing without realizing it. The fourth thing I did was open my phone and audit my subscriptions. iPhone, go to Settings, Your Name, Subscriptions. Android, Google Play, Payments, and Subscriptions. Then check your bank statement for the last 3 months. CNET's 2025 survey found Americans waste an average of $204 a year on subscriptions they don't use. The pattern is always the same. A free trial you forgot to cancel. A gym you stopped going to in March, an app you downloaded for one project 2 years ago. I canceled 2 apps and an unused gym membership. The average person finds at least that many. Total saved, $20 a month. The fifth move was rotating my streaming services instead of paying for all of them at once. Deloitte's 2025 report says the average household pays $69 a month across 4.5 streaming platforms. Most people only watch 2 of them in any given month. The fix is rotation. This month, keep Netflix and Disney+. Cancel Hulu, Max, Apple TV. Next month, swap based on what you actually want to watch. The shows aren't going anywhere. You don't lose your watch list. Most platforms keep your data for at least 6 months. You just pause the bill. Total saved, $25 a month. The sixth thing was deleting DoorDash and Uber Eats off my phone. The math is brutal. A $15 burrito turns into $28 by the time you add the delivery fee, the service fee, the small order fee, and the tip. Almost 100% markup, so a stranger can drive to a restaurant you could walk to. 3 or 4 orders a month, you're losing around $50 to fees. Order through the restaurant's own app. Drive 5 minutes, get the same food for the same restaurant price. If you're tempted to argue you don't have time, take your hourly wage and divide by 60. Is the delivery fee really worth that many minutes of your life? Total saved, $50 a month. By the way, if any of these are landing for you, the streaming one or the delivery one especially, let me know in the comments which habit you didn't realize was costing you that much. I read them. The patterns help me figure out what to cover next. The seventh shift was moving my main grocery shopping to Aldi. Aldi runs about 15 to 20% cheaper than Kroger's, Safeway, or Whole Foods on the same basket. Smaller stores, less marketing, lower prices. For a small family or a single person, switching saves around $70 a month in practice. Not influencer fantasy, but consistent, every month. Add a cashback app like Ibotta on top. It pays out around $5 to $10 per trip if you activate offers before you go. The only adjustment is the layout. Aldi sells almost everything as store brand, but blind taste tests rank them close to name brand. Try one trip. If you hate it, switch back. Total saved, $70 a month. The eighth habit was packing my lunch 3 days a week. The average American who buys lunch out spends about $37 a week, according to the Workonomics survey. That's almost $2,000 a year on midday food. You don't have to go full meal prep influencer with 12 identical glass containers. Just cook a double batch of dinner on Sunday, box up 3 lunches, done. I'm not asking you to give up lunch out entirely. Keep 2 days for the work friend, the meeting, the day you forgot. Cut 3 days. After accounting for the cheaper groceries from Aldi, this saves you another $80 a month. The ninth change was making coffee at home 5 days a week. I'm not telling you to quit Starbucks. I'm telling you to make it a treat again. If your daily latte costs $5, cutting 8 to 10 cafe trips a month saves you around $40. The math is simple. A French press is $25. A bag of decent beans is $15. Total setup, less than a dinner out. After the first month, the gear has already paid for itself. The 2 days you do go to a cafe will feel better because they're not the default anymore. You notice the drink instead of just inhaling it on your commute. Total saved, $40 a month. The 10th and final rule is the one that protects everything else. The 30-day rule. For anything non-essential over $50, you don't buy it today. You add it to a list, wait 30 days, and then decide. Consumer behavior research is pretty consistent on this. Around 70% of items in an impulse list lose their appeal within a month. The desire fades, the dopamine moves on. This catches the random tech gadgets, the clothes you don't need, the kitchen tool you saw on TikTok, the stuff that adds up without you noticing. The rule is annoying. That's the point. The friction is what saves you. Total saved, $40 a month. Add it all up, and you're at $420 saved every month. But here's the catch. None of this works if the money just sits in your checking account. It will get spent. That's why there's a third step, and it's the one that makes the whole system run on autopilot. Step 3, automate before you can spend it. The day your paycheck hits, schedule an automatic transfer into a high-yield savings account. Same day, same amount, every month. Right now, SoFi, Ally, and Marcus are all paying between 3.3 and 4% on savings. Compare that to the 0.01% at most traditional banks, and the difference on a $5,000 balance is around $200 a year. For doing nothing. Bonus move, pick an account that takes more than one tap to access. No linked debit card, no instant transfers. The harder it is to pull money out, the more likely it stays in. This is the step that turns saving from a constant decision into a system that runs itself. So here's the math one more time. $420 a month automated into a high-yield account at 4% gives you just over $5,000 by this time next year. Without a raise, without a side hustle, without selling anything. The question isn't whether you can save the money. The question is what you'd actually do with $5,000 if it showed up in your account next December. Pay off a credit card? Build your emergency fund? Finally start investing? Think about that one for a while.